Hello guys, it's Lex here again. Earlier I showed you guys how to do the basic Gradle setup and single project builds. Straightforward, easy to do. Comes with the default Eclipse workspace with all the launch configurations. Able to publish a single mod out, simple and easy. However, there are a lot of people who want to do multiple mods and try to set that up. And so they follow these tutorials and come to us because they can't figure things out. And we ask them, show us your setup. And they give us this big old complicated crap. Holy crap. Yeah, this is bad. So I figured it's about time for me to explain how to do multiple mods in a single workspace with the new Gradle system. This is, in the old days, this was referred to as the Pahamar setup, but in reality it's just a multi-project workspace. It's a very common thing in the programming world. It's a little bit more complicated due to the fact that Eclipse doesn't allow us to know where the workspace is and put the run configurations in it, so you have to do those yourself. So let's start off. Completely empty folder. The way I like to structure it is just a central workspace folder, a subfolder for each mod, and then a run folder so that you can keep the actual run stuff separate. So let's start off. Create a new folder, mod A. Grab the source, download, extract all of it to the mod folder. You can get rid of the Eclipse, all of the licenses and changelogs and readmes, because those are specific for Forge. You should read them because they're important information and license that you have to agree to in order to use Forge, but you should already have agreed to those by now. So your basic mod setup is these 5 things. The Gradle folder, which inside has the Gradle wrapper. Source folder, which will contain all of your resources and code. Gradle W shell script, Gradle W.bat. The bat is for Windows. The one without is for Linux or Mac. The important file is build.gradle. You get one of these per mod that you want to create. So let's change the archive base name to mod A and your version. Ideally, you would have the Minecraft version in your version. That way, when the file is created, you instantly know what version of Minecraft it is for. Group name. We have this link here to show you how you should name things. I won't go into that detail right now. The other important part when it comes to multi-project builds inside of the build.gradle is this line right here. Because we're not going to be running inside of the Eclipse folder anymore, we want to redirect this to where we are running. The build.gradle file is groovy. It allows you to run actual code. So what I do is I check if the parent directory has a run folder. If it does, set the asset directory to the run folder /assets. If it doesn't, set it to an assets folder inside of the mod folder itself. This way, if someone comes along and pulls your mod from your repository, it doesn't clutter up anywhere else on their setup unless they specifically have it set up in the same way that you did. So we can save that. Go up here, create a new run folder, and mod B is the exact same. So just copy and paste, rename it to mod B, go in here, rename it to mod B, and you're pretty much good to go. You can do this for as many mods as you want, many different names as you want. Everything will work just fine. You can even have mods for different versions of Minecraft at the same time. It doesn't care. So inside of each of the mods folder, you have to run two commands: Gradle W setup decomp or setup dev workspace. Dev workspace doesn't decompile Minecraft, so you can't see the code. It's faster. It does less stuff because decompiling Minecraft takes a lot of resources. Come on, download. Once this is done, which should just be about a minute. Come on, go for it. You'll notice inside of here there are two extra files or folders that were created. The .gradle folder. If you're on Linux or Mac, you won't be able to see this because by default they hide any files or folders that start with a period, but it's there. This is all the specific caching information, not really needed. The build folder is all of the temp files and all that stuff. Again, you'll want to create a git ignore for those files. So it took just a little over a minute. Next command is Gradle W eclipse. That should take significantly less time. Go into mod B, do the same thing. Gradle W setup dev workspace. Yeah, that one took 13 seconds. This one should also be a lot faster because it doesn't have to do some of the stuff because you already did it. 15 seconds. That's the power of Gradle. Since we already did all of the work once over here, it doesn't have to do it again over here. Alright, that's good to go. You can clear out these files. Now, open up the Eclipse. Set your workspace to the same workspace that you specified before, or the folder that you're looking at. Go to the workbench, go to File, Import, General, Existing Projects. Select the workspace folder and you'll see Mod A and Mod B are listed there. Import. Now technically, you're good to go and you can start editing the code and go to town on it. Forge itself is actually located here, and you can click on it and back up and all this good stuff. Lovely, ain't it? But you'll want to run and test your stuff in Eclipse and make sure it works. So you have to add debug configurations. So you go up here to the little bug icon, click debug configurations, click on Java application, and click this new icon right here. Let's name this one Mod A client. Project is Mod A. Now in our tutorial section for Forge Gradle, we have a sticky explanation of everything that I'm going over right now, but it has some important information here. The main class needs to be net.minecraft.launchwrapper.launch. So just put that guy right there. The arguments, it needs version argument. This means absolutely nothing. It's purely used in snooper data. that Minecraft or Mojang collects. It can be anything you want. Tweak class is the important part. This is what actually tells Minecraft to use Forge or FML. In 1.7, however, there was another thing that was added called access token. Again, it could be anything you want, but if you don't have it, Minecraft will crash. However, in Forge, we added it so that you can also supply your username, your actual username, and password. Note this I changed specifically for this video. Obviously, that's not my real password. If you specify your username and password, you don't have to specify the access token because FML will automatically log you in and create a valid session for you. That way, you can connect to real servers on the internet that verify that you have a legitimate account and debug things in live environments. Then you need to add the VM arguments, FML, ignore invalid Minecraft certificates. This is needed because FML thinks that you're not in the debug environment, so it will assert Minecraft's cryptography. It will assert Mojang's signature on Minecraft. Just tell it not to. The next thing is you want to change your working directory to this run directory right here. You can either specify the full directory outright, or you can go into the variables, click workspace location, which is the actual workspace right here, and then you can do /run. There you go. Now for mod B, same thing, just duplicate this over, rename this to mod B, change the project to mod B, and debug. If you'll notice, right, come on, stop scrolling. You notice right here, setting username to Lexmanos, but I specified my email address. That's because we logged in and the server told us that my actual username was Lexmanos. And if you'll notice, mods folder, the example mod is there, and you're good to go. Close this up. You can edit this example mod, you can add as many mods here as you want. Things get a little bit more complicated when you say want to run both of these mods at the same time in the same debug configuration. That'll be for a later date, but it is possible. That's called MultiProject Gradle configurations. You have to actually tell Gradle that this project depends on that project. That way they're both included at the same time. That'll be for a future tutorial. But for now, seriously guys, it's all nice, clean. Forge in of itself is nowhere in your mod folders. Nothing in here is actually Forge. It's all inside of the Gradle folder inside of your user directory. So yeah, I'm bad with tutorials, but I wanted to explain this because we get a lot of this. You break it and it just fails. There are ways that you can set up different directories and stuff like that, but you should never have to have a quote-unquote Forge folder, because none of our stuff is ever in your project folder anymore, ever. Anyways, I should stop this. So, talk to you guys later.